building under construction collapsing. That was in Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. Collapsed with the
Crazy.
intensity of an earthquake whose epicenter was roughly more than 1,000 miles away in the country of Myanmar, formerly Burma. A Thai official says 110 people are still trapped under that rubble of that building. 12 have been rescued. At least 10 people are dead from the one building. One who survived the quake spoke to CNN that he heard 3 booms. His eyes filled with white dust. He was blind and just began running, hoping to find a way out. Other disturbing images speak to why many of the buildings in Thailand did not collapse. This is a swimming pool near the top of one of Bangkok's many high-rises. Derek Van Dam says that this pool is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing in an earthquake, that many of the newer buildings in Bangkok have pools at the top to dampen earthquake activity in areas of the world prone to earthquakes. Now, Myanmar, where the quake was centered, is likely to be in far worse condition at this moment. Here you see the Mandalay airport in Myanmar, parts of the ceiling collapsing as people fled. Mandalay is where the epicenter was. Information is scarce out of Myanmar tonight. It is an isolated nation dealing with a long-term civil war. Much of what we do know has actually come from the military government that controls a small portion of Myanmar. The quake hit around lunchtime, and what video is coming out of there shows panic in the streets, flattened buildings. In addition to the 7.7 magnitude quake, there were several aftershocks. Myanmar is one of Asia's poorest nations. A UN official told CNN that tens of millions were already in need of humanitarian aid there, and millions were internally displaced. The fact the government is even showing these images to the world and asking for assistance is one sign of just how devastating the true picture might be. I want to go to our senior international correspondent, Will Ripley, who is in Bangkok at this hour. What are you seeing there in Thailand, Will?
Well, the sun has just come up in the early morning hours here, so we're getting our first look at this pile of concrete and steel, which was a 30-story skyscraper under construction until the ground started shaking violently here. As you mentioned, hundreds of miles from the epicenter. Shaking lasted well over a minute in Bangkok. The construction workers had very little notice trying to run out and escape, and so they do believe that around 100 people are still trapped inside. They don't know how many of them may still be alive, but rescuers who've been working by hand, trying to not disturb the delicate balance of the rubble, even though they have heavy machinery in here, they're not using it close to the building, and they say they can hear things like cell phones ringing, but they're having a hard time making verbal contact with people. So for the next 72 hours, basically, they're going to be digging through this as delicately as possible, hoping that they can find more survivors. They've already rescued at least 16 as of the